So, cropping and resizing in Photoshop sounds like an easy job, right?
No, not really.
Well, yeah, you might be doing it wrong. You're probably decreasing your picture's quality without even realizing. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you're a master at cropping and resizing. First, we're gonna open up an image. You can do that by going to File and then Open. Here you can select the image, and now Photoshop will create a project and canvas with the same dimensions as your image. Now let's say you want to resize the project anyways. Then go to the image menu on top and find image size. Here you can see the dimensions of your image. You can change the dimensions right here if you want. Let's say you want to double the resolution. Then all you need to do is double the number that's in here, which in my case will be 144. There you go. Now, what if I want to resize the image inside my canvas? You can do that by hitting Ctrl+T on your keyboard. This will open up the transform tools. You can now grab a corner and make the picture smaller. You can rotate it, or you can just drag it around. To place the image, click on Done or hit Enter on your keyboard. Now, there's one big issue when resizing an image like this. The imported image is a rasterized image, which means that Photoshop will use the pixels to show it. When you scale it down, Photoshop is using less pixels to showcase your image. That means that when you scale it back up, Photoshop will again use the same amount of pixels to show you the picture. And that means terrible quality. Now, there is a way you can prevent this, and that is by using smart objects. After importing your picture, right-click the layer in the layer panel, then choose Convert to Smart Object. This will put the image into another canvas, which you can open up by double-clicking it. The image will now always have the same dimensions of this canvas. This means you can go back to your project and scale it up or down as much as you want without losing quality, which is incredibly useful. But what if you're already working on a project and you want to import an image inside the canvas? You can just do that by dragging the picture inside the canvas like this. You can now also resize it, rotate it, or move it around as much as you want. Now it doesn't matter because the quality isn't burnt into the picture. Now when you hit enter, the image will be turned into a smart object automatically. But I mean, if the quality gets worse so easily, then why does Photoshop use rasterized layers? Let me demonstrate. The main reason is because most of the tools in Photoshop only work on rasterized layers. For example, the eraser. When you try this tool on a smart object, you'll be prompted to turn it into a rasterized layer. Now, if you don't want to do this and you want to keep the smart object, I know a little workaround for you. Let's say you want to paint in this image. To do that, click the new layer button in the layer panel. Then with that layer selected, you can now grab the paint tool and draw on top of the picture. If you want the paint to only be applied on the picture and not on the outside, you can do that as well by turning the new layer into a clipping mask.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Right-click your paint layer and choose Create Clipping Mask. You can now see this small arrow, which means everything you do with this layer will only be applied to your picture. It is that simple. Now let's move on to cropping the image. For that, we're going to use the crop tool. If you can't find it in the toolbar, go to Edit, then Toolbar. Here you can restore the default tools and all of them will be in the toolbar. Now when you're ready, click the crop tool. Now drag a selection on your canvas like this. There are a few important settings you might want to know about. On the top left, you can change the ratio of your selection. This can be 1:1, for example, if you're making an Instagram post. Now, your selection will always maintain the same ratio, no matter how much you adjust it. Now, when you're ready to crop the image, click on Done. There you go. Now, there is another way you can crop your images. That is by using the Marquee tool. Select the rectangular Marquee tool from the toolbar and go to your canvas. Then simply draw a selection around the part that you want to crop out. Then in the bar, click the mask icon again. And there you go. But what if you want a circle crop around your head? No worries. Just click and hold the rectangular Marquee tool and grab the ellipse. Now, before you start dragging, hold down Shift on your keyboard to draw a perfect circle. You can always adjust the position by clicking and dragging on the edge of the selection. Then again, click the mask icon and there you go. That's amazing. Now, these tools can be used for a lot more than just cropping. So to learn everything about the toolbar, click the video right here on my left. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay creative.